Morning, gang. It's Saturday, the 2nd of May, 2020. Here we are for the first part of the show. In the garden once again. In the front garden this time, gang. In the front garden. I've only got an actual small front garden. That bit there is all communal. And I kind of took it upon myself to improve it some years ago. These here are some of the lilies, okay? And the main lot of lilies are there just in front of the path. Can you see those there? I think you can see them there in the big pots. Hang on a minute. Can you see those? I don't know if you can see those. Let me take you over there. Yeah, there you can, can't you? These are the main lot of lilies here, see? In the big pots, and they're doing very, very well at the moment. I have, of course, just in case Claire is already checked this morning, I have already done my lily beetle check. None to be found. I'm very pleased to say. Hasn't been particularly good weather over the last few days. By the way, if you're sending in messages, worry not, I'll be back up in the studio in about in a little while, okay? So I'll come to those in a moment, boys and girls. Yeah, we haven't had particularly good weather, but the good news is spring weather is back on the cards. Oh yes, it says in your super sore away. So look at using the mini iPad this morning. Using the mini iPad, spring is set to return to the UK this weekend. I'm so happy with bright, beautiful weather. A little bit like this program, bright and beautiful. Bright and beautiful, bright weather, beautiful weather setting in across the country following a week in lockdown with torrential rain. Oh God, did we have it yesterday? Oh, yeah, I went out for my walk. Not immediately, because after the show, I usually go out for my walk, either walk or cycle straight after the show. But I opened the door and it started to rain a bit, and I thought, I don't want to get caught in that. And then the howl came down. Hailstones. And I have to tell you, with my, rather balding head there, hailstones hit that. My God, does it sting. If you're a bald chap, you'll know exactly what I mean. Stinging heads is not what we need. So I thought, well, I'll have my dinner first. So I did my dinner, and then the sun came out, and it looked like it hadn't been raining or how do you say that? Hailstoning at all. So off I went. Went up into the forest, went past a couple of lovely neighbours, and got in there, and of course then it clouded over and it started again. But in the forest, of course, you can shelter underneath the trees, so it wasn't too bad. I did feel sorry for a couple of runners that were out there, in their little tiny shorts. Nothing to look at, unfortunately. They weren't anything to look at. There was someone to look at on the telly last night, though. Oh, my God. I'll tell you about that as we go through the show, OK? So, looking forward to some more nice weather here. I saw the weather through the course of the weekend. The low weather pressure. Are you feeling lowly pressured today? Low pressured? Low pressured. The low pressure that has been sitting over the UK and bringing with it miserable weather has moved across to Europe. We've pushed that over to Johnny Foreigner, mate. Bye-bye. Yeah, give it to the foreigners. That's what we need to do with the bad weather. Bye. You enjoy that rain. We've had it all week. It's your turn. Thank you. I can't understand what you're saying, darling. Can you say that in English? Can you say that in English? Oh, we find that rather offensive. Well, you're watching the wrong show then, aren't you, my darling? This is an amusing show, and if you don't get the comedy, go somewhere else. A bit like the TikTok videos. People that don't get the comedy, There are some stuff that I do quite close to the line, but, I'd never want to offend. I had a TikTok video taken down. Oh, I was so disappointed. It's the one where I did the seizure. There was this thing on TikTok called the seizure challenge, right? And you literally had to, there'd be a music playing and it would get stuck, and at that point you had to do a seizure. So for example, let's choose a tune. What shall we have? I don't dare do a hymn, Shania. No, that would be asking for trouble, wouldn't it? Let's do the tune that is most played on TikTok, and I don't know what it's called. If you know what it's called, please tell me. And they do this dance to it. It goes da 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 da. I don't know what tune that's called, but the tune goes like if it was the seizure video, it would go da 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 da, and then you got to do the seizure. So da 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 like that. Right? Well, it's been up there for weeks. Someone has deemed it necessary to take it down. Yeah, and you get the message. Oh, it doesn't comply with our community guidelines. Oh, here we go, I thought to myself. Here we go again. You know, like I have particularly done that video to upset someone. Do you know what I mean? Stupid people. They look to be upset and offended. I've said that before. You know, there's no way I'd want any of my videos to upset anyone, but nevertheless it got taken down, so I did a new one, and there's a new one up there now, a new seizure video as recorded in my bed. Yeah, you can see me in, no, not naked, no, I know there's one or two of you that would like to see, that would make your day seeing me naked, wouldn't it? You'd probably never look at anyone else if you saw me naked, to be honest, really. So I did another one. Anyway, as I say, nice weather for a while, next few days. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to do my hair today because that's getting awfully long at the sides. And of course, the longer I grow it, the worse the bald spot bit. So I'll do that probably this afternoon. And a couple of other bits. Do you plan out your days? Do you? I mean, I kind of do. Only in my head. I don't like write down. Oh, I know I do sometimes. If I've got stuff important to do, I'll make a plan of the day, like the night before or in the morning. You know, something like must do accounts today or appointment at doctor's at 12 o'clock, that sort of planning. But today, it's just in my head that I need to do my show, go for a walk, do a haircut this afternoon. I think I'll do the haircut. Yeah, I've been waiting for this weather so I can do it in the garden because you don't want all the little hairs all over the place clogging up your hoovers. Or if you're posh, I bet Claire's got a Dyson. Claire, she'll have a Dyson. Oh, yes, dear. My mate's got a Dyson. He's just got a new one. Cordless. No wires. Very good. He says it's very good for doing up the stairs. And also, it goes... you know the handle and the end of it. What's that called? The head? The head of the Hoover? That goes completely flat. So you can get right underneath chairs and things like that. Very good. I'm tempted. I am tempted. I've got a decent Hoover, and it is a Hoover, if you see what I mean. But you can only get so far underneath, like, cupboards and things like that. And now and again, I don't do it very often, once a year, I will, because you can't move the cupboard with all the stuff in it, you know, all those clothes, they weigh so much, and I will move that and then Hoover underneath it. And the dust... You know, if you could just have something to go underneath it, and the handle goes flat, so it goes right underneath this particular cupboard and chairs and things like that. Can't do them. And it goes about, like, I don't know, about 3 or 4 inches in. And 3 or 4 inches, please do me a favour, ladies. 3 or 4 inches, put that away. What is that? Take it away. Oh, I hope there's none of my neighbours listening to... I'm at the front where all my neighbours are. Look, there's the little path coming down to my house. Look, there it is. Look, can you see that there? Little path coming down to my house. There we are. Hey? I'm at the end. Oh, yeah. No one comes past this house, my loves. Yes. If anyone gets there, that immediately picked up on the camera. Oh, that was quite funny. Last night I was checking my camera because as soon as someone comes, it starts recording you. By the time you've seen it, too late. I've got you, right? Last night I noticed. I'm sitting. I mean, how stupid am I? I'm sitting there in the living room, looking at some of the older video clips from my doorbell, and got to the night time. And I noticed a bloke appeared, and he came from... Well, they all come from that side, because it's blocked here. You can't get through there. There's a bloke in what looked like a grey tracksuit top. And I thought to myself, he looks a bit dodgy. Anyway, I zoomed in, and I still couldn't quite see properly. And I zoomed in and photoed it. You know when you push the button and you take a photo of something, and that saves to your camera. And I thought, I'll have a look at that. So I've had my dinner. And then I've started watching some stuff on there. I had a good viewing last night, which I'll tell you about. Isn't it lovely hearing the birds out here? I love it. So lucky to be here. Anyone know what that is? Isn't it lovely? That bird singing. So I watched some telly, had my dinner, and I thought, I'll have a look at that. And I've pulled it. And I thought, oh, he does look very dodgy. And then I realised I had a grey tracksuit top on. It was me. Seriously, it was actually me in the photo, and I thought, he looks really dodgy. So there wasn't anyone who came past last night. Yeah, not even the parcel man who's supposed to collect the herpes parcel. Yeah, I got herpes was supposed to come on Thursday and pick up a parcel to send Frank in Orlando. Well, it didn't turn up Thursday. I thought, well, I'll leave it out there again today. Didn't turn up yesterday either. So I rang up herpes in the afternoon and said, look, no one's come to deliver my parcel. Just a moment, please. Well, I didn't ring them up. It was one of those chat boxes. So you don't actually talk to anyone. So an apology, and then they pick it up on the next working day, which is now Monday. Well, we'll have another bingo before Monday, won't we? Oh dear, very bad service. So that parcel is still not being picked up yet, rather disappointingly. So tell me, do you plan your day out at all? Do you actually plan your day out? All I've got to do is have my hair cut today. What else have we got here? Yes, that's it. So the stuff I watched on the telly last night, 2 things on Netflix. First of all, a film called... Where is it now? Oh, come on, I'm sure I wrote that down somewhere. Dangerous Lies, that's it. Dangerous Lies, as recommended by my very good friend DJ Chris, who I've been in contact with throughout all this lockdown business. And it's about this old man who's got a beautiful girl, actually, who's a carer. Well, if she's beautiful, you should see her husband. Oh my God, I would willingly chop off one of my legs and give it to someone else just for one night of passion with him. I can't remember what I think his name is Adam in the programme. Adam. He is gorgeous. Have you seen it? What's it called again? Dangerous Lies. Dangerous Lies. So this old man employs her to help him around the house. He's got, disabilities. And her husband... Adam, the gorgeous one with the body, You don't see anything going on, though. There's none of that rubbish on the... There's none of that going on there. Just a little bit of kissing. Proper kissing, Little bit of that kissing. That's all you see them two doing. And he's got money issues, right? So the old man wants his garden done. So he employs Adam... That's her husband to do the garden. So they're kind of working in the same thing. And stuff happens. Maybe that's all I'll tell you. That's all I'll tell you. And the police get involved. But it doesn't finish as you would expect it to finish. Got a twist at the end. Wonderful. I like stuff like that. So watch that one. Highly recommended. It had my attention for the whole film, that one. I didn't keep picking up a phone and looking at stuff and what have you. So Dangerous Lies is that excellent programme on the Netflix. And also a TV series, again, as recommended by my friend DJ Chris, Into the Night. Now... He said, you're really going to enjoy it, Chris. And this film is about the sun is coming up, and when it comes up, it kills everyone. The sun is killing people, and they don't know why. So the sun comes up, and loads of people die. Well, everyone dies. It kills everything when the sun's coming up. Something's gone wrong with the sun, right? And these people are on an aeroplane, and they've literally got to keep going west to keep in the dark. All right, so it's called Into the Dark. It looks good. Be warned, it's dubbed. Now, Chris didn't tell me that, but it's in another language. And this will be like, I think, the 3rd or 4th thing now that I've started watching that's in another language. I've got to say, at the beginning, when you realise that and thought, I can't be bothered to watch that, stick with it. Stick with it. I had the same with The Platform. That was, I think, in Spanish, but it's been dubbed into English. And actually, I never used to watch this dubbed stuff. As soon as I saw it was in another language, I'd turn it off. You need to give it a chance. Give it a chance. Give yourself half an hour to settle into the fact that the mouth is not moving at the same time as the dialogue, and then it'll be fine. You do get used to that. And I think certainly I, and possibly you as well, by not watching dubbed films, I think you're missing out. I think you could be missing out on a good film, or indeed a good series. I don't think I've ever watched a dubbed TV... Oh, yes, I have. Who was the little girl? Black and white series when I was a child. Sweden or Switzerland, Heidi. Do you remember Heidi? Yeah, she lived in a little chalet, didn't she? And didn't she have pets and things like that? Heidi, that was an old TV series, 1960s, 1970s or something like that. That was dubbed, wasn't it? Oh, and Tintin. Her Jay's Adventures of Tintin. Mind you, that was cartoon. That was clearly in Belgian or French, something like that, because of the words that come up at the end, you know, the credits. That was all in foreign. And they dubbed that into English, but you wouldn't know because it was a cartoon character. But yeah, I think we miss out on stuff not watching it just simply because it's in another language. I mean, if I couldn't watch subtitles, that would do my head in. Oh, no. I mean, I went to an opera about 2 years ago with my mate, and it was all, of course, all in... Oh, the sun's hitting me on that side, isn't it, there? Is that all right? Is that all right? I look like an eclipse, don't I? Oh, I should do, dear. I just weighed myself. Oh, don't. 12 stone 7, dear. It's going up and up. 13 stone 7. It's going up and up. It's the biscuits. It's the biscuits. Well, I bought a packet of chocolate biscuits in Aldi the other night, didn't I? When I went there, when it was dead quiet. Right? Over at the Co-op, £2. Aldi, 37 pence or 47 pence. Something ridiculously cheap like that. God, so cheap over there. Anyway, yeah. So I do think we miss out on not watching dubbed things. So that'll be the first dubbed TV series I'm watching, Into the Night. A little bit science fiction-y. I've watched one episode so far, and I know I can watch it now, even being in another language. But subtitles, no. As I say, I went to that opera once, and you're sitting there, and actually the words come up in English at the top of the stage. They've got like a LED, long LED screen type thing. Not like a square one, like a long thing like that. And the words come up of the opera on the screen. But you find yourself just staring at that screen. Well, what's the point of even being there then? And it's the same as on the telly. You can do like, say for example, there's a film... like a war film, mainly in English, but little bits of it are in German. I can cope with that. So when you go to the German dialogue, it comes up in English at the bottom of the screen, you know, in subtitles or something like that. I can do that, but not a whole film in subtitles. No, can't be doing with that. So 2 TV series is for you to watch there. I also watched the last episode of the 3 new Dad's Armies. Now, you may remember UK Gold show all this old stuff all the time. There were 3 episodes of Dad's Army Missing, which they remade with new members, obviously new actors, because almost everyone, I think there's only 2 alive now, the Vicar and Ian Lavender, who played Pike, but they weren't in it. They're the only 2 that are left now. So they made those 3 missing episodes with different characters, and it was okay. It wasn't Dad's Army. You can never replace those people, but it was okay. I thought it was all right, that. So I watched that last night. Lot of slapstick in there. Very funny. Very funny. The boy was in it that was in the Catherine Tate show. You know, like Nan's son. He was in it playing not Fraser, James. Oh, you know, the dodgy character who's got all the gear for sale. He was playing that character. So that was quite good, the last one of Dad's Army. What else have we got here? I'm very pleased to announce, we're always very proud of great nieces and great nephews' achievements. And great nephew George has had a golden mention at school. Did you have one of those? Probably not. My great nephew George has. Thank you very much. A golden mention. Now, this means that he's done every week, apparently. He's at school in Cyprus. Every week they have at school a golden mention of a child in that class, right, who has done outstanding achievement type thing, and he got a golden mention for his maths. So I'm very proud. Thank you. A round of applause for great nephew George. He's 7. Well done, George. Very pleased with that. The golden mention gets a certificate, and there's a picture of him holding this certificate, all proud. I love it. I love it. Why didn't I ever get a golden mention? All I got was the cane twice, which incidentally I found quite a pleasurable experience. I can't lie to you. I did. From 2 different headmasters. Mr Gaffney, he was an evil git. Evil. Oh, he didn't just cane you. You had the whole show before. Do you know what I mean? Where they make you wait. This is how it happened. This is how it happened when you were caned at our school, London Oratory School, right? So you'd be sent down to, you get an announcement over the speaker system. Would Reardon from 1MS report to the front entrance hall now, please? And then you'd go down there and then you'd stand there and they make you wait. You could be standing there for 20, 25 minutes like that, and you didn't dare talk. There might be a line of boys waiting there, and then you get called in. Reardon, come through now, please. And then you'd go in there, and then you'd stand there, please. And then he was a great big fat thing, and he'd sit behind his desk. And then he'd tell you what you'd done wrong and all that business. And he'd tell you the punishment. And then he'd get up from the desk and slowly walk over to this cupboard. He'd open the cupboard door in full view of you, and in that cupboard would be all these various different canes. It must have been all about a show to make you even more fearful, the way this was done. You didn't just walk in and get 2 lashes like that and then get kicked out. No, this was a show. So he'd walk over, slowly he'd walk over from his desk and open his cupboard, and you'd be looking in his desk, in this cupboard, getting more and more scared. And then he would select one of the canes, and then he'd come in and he'd just test it out like that in front of you. Oh, it was awful, awful. And then, okay, then he said, if you just put your hands and bend over where that chair is, that flashing is still doing that, isn't it? I have no idea why that picture flashes sometimes. So you bend over and put your hands on this chair like that, and then he'd whack you. Oh, it didn't half hurt. Oh, it didn't half hurt. But in the showers, if you were like just at a school swimming lesson or PE or something like that, where you're all in the showers, that was a badge. That was a badge, that was. That was a badge of achievement to have these 2 black lines going across your bum. Oh, yes. That was an achievement, that was. And all the other people in the school, you know, they'd go, oh, Chris, that was a nasty one, weren't it? Really bad lashes. But I don't think they do that anymore. But I didn't get any golden mentions like great nephew George got. Very disappointed. Never mind. And as I say, I was having a FaceTime with my sister, with my niece over in Cyprus earlier this morning, just before the show started, which is why we're a little bit late today. And there's this. She also has in her house a dot board. Have you heard of this? Oh, the sun's gone in. A dot board. Right. So she's got my great nieces and great nephews' names on this board. You know, there's James, he's the young one. There's Emily, and there's George, and they've got days of, I think they've got days of the week on there. And some of the days have got a black dot on them, like a sticky dot. And she showed me this only earlier in the week. I'd never seen this before. I said, well, what's that for? That's when they've been naughty. They get a black dot next to their name. And George came over at this point, and I said, what's all these dots for? He said, I was naughty. Oh. I said, I want to go on that board. Do you think I should go on that board? And George looked at the camera and he said, you'd have a lot of black dots on there, Uncle Chris. How did you used to punish your children? Did you just give them a whack or what? How was it for you? As a matter of interest, what punishment did you use? I think I got a slap across the legs a couple of times. Yeah, awful, awful. And Tracy was telling me, actually, that they go to this shop. Now, there's a lot of wild cats in Cyprus. If you've ever been to Cyprus, you'll know this. There's a lot of wild cats. Just, when I say wild cats, normal, like pussycats. You know, domestic type cats. But over there, they're wild. You know, no one, they don't have a home. I can't remember what that's called. Homeless cats. Can't remember what you'd call that. Anyway, and there's a particular shop she goes to, and there's always loads of cats outside there. And people generally, they go in and buy their stuff, and then they buy a couple of those like tin foils of cat food or something like that. And they just put it on the floor, and these cats come over and start eating it. Of course, sometimes I suppose they fight over it as well. Anyway, she's put this. She's brought two of these bits of cat food, right? Put them on the floor and kind of split them up with her finger, so that you've got like various portion sizes. Anyway, she's got up and she's walking back to the car, and without thinking, put her finger in her mouth to lick it off. And she's eating the cat food. How funny is that? Oh dear. You know that meal I do, the campfire stew, right? I can't lie to you. If I freeze that and bring it back out the freezer, it does look like dog food. It's got like chunks in it, and it looks like dog food. And I have convinced, I don't know if they still believe it now because they're a little bit older, but about 3 years ago, I convinced, James wasn't born then, I convinced great nephew George and great niece Emily that it was dog food. And they FaceTime me and said, what are you having for dinner? Dog food dinner today, right? Anyway, when I was up at the caravan, I FaceTimed my niece there one afternoon, I think it was, and the children were there. And I said, do you want some of this? I'm going to bring you up some dog food dinner. And they're like, no, mummy, you can't eat that, right? So I've jumped in my car with this frozen campfire stew. Got to my niece's house, and she's opened the door. Well, she's opened the door. The children have come running over. She's got one of those sliding doors, you know, like the French door thing type thing. The children have come running over, and little Emily, she was 4 at the time, she's put her hands against me like, no, you're not coming in. Mummy, don't eat it. He's trying to trick us. It's dog food. They believed it was dog food. Oh, I do terrorise those children. I said that I felt hungry. I've done this a few times now. I felt hungry and I was going to eat Mummy to my niece. I started, started trying to take chunks out of her arm. They're coming over me, hitting me and everything. There's that flash again. They're hitting me and everything. Aren't I awful? All right, I think we've done a lot out here now. We're now going to go into the studio, boys and girls, and take some of your messages and have a little bit of a chat on there. All right? I do quite enjoy doing this first bit outside. This part of the show wasn't live. I've recorded this only about 20 minutes ago. Okay, yesterday it was live, but I found that was quite. It took a long time to set up to actually sit outside and do live. It really did. So, I mean, there is an app apparently that you can use your mobile phone to go live, but I wasn't doing that. I had a wire coming out the room and all that business. So it's probably easier for me to record sort of the first 20 minutes like this and then go up to the studio. So now, by the magic of United Kingdom Talk Television, as recommended on BBC Television, dear, let's go back to the studio. BBC One colour. All right, there we go. I really like doing that first part out there. It's so nice sitting there, very relaxing, sitting among the trees and all that. Let's see who's with us today then. Good morning to Mick Davenport. I'd say it is just about morning, isn't it? Aren't we late today? Mick Davenport, Gary Butler. Morning, nephew Gary Butler. I have messages for Gary. 2 items are coming for you today. Your other part of your birthday present. And great niece's Olivia's birthday present as well. All right, I just got a message on my Amazon device telling me that there will be a delivery today. The little yellow light was flashing. It's always very exciting when you come home. Those of you with any of the Amazon devices, you come home and that little yellow light is flashing away on top of your device. You're like, oh, how exciting a message! And it always, for me, it seems to be an item about to be delivered or has been delivered or something like that. I don't get many messages. Perhaps you could leave a message on my Amazon more often, Gary. You can do that without actually calling the unit. You know, you can say, send message to Chris Reardon's Amazon or whatever it is you say. Alexa, possibly. Something like that. That'd be quite nice. Anyone else who's got my Amazon Alexa, feel free to send me a message on it. It's very exciting. Good morning to Angela Walters in Melbourne, Australia. Hello, Angela. Long time no see there. Michael Pullman, also in Australia. Greetings to you. Fran Green, George Bond, Sabrina Walker, Rachel, Sean Pye, Diane, Deb, you beautiful lady. There's Wayne Martin. Wayne sent me in a picture today. Now, I have got a couple of pictures to show you. Okay. They are pictures, a picture that Wayne has sent in that is a suggestion of what I should do to my walls, and 2 pictures of Russ Vernon. I haven't quite got down the list there, so he may or may not be with us this morning. If you want to see those, I will require 38, 20, 25 likes. Not an awful lot to show you this morning, but if you want to see those pictures, I require 25 likes on the thumbs up thing. So you've got to hit that thumbs up. I've got to get to, you can only do it once, so you've got to get 25 people to do that. And together with the silent viewers, there's plenty of people there if you want to see those pictures that have been sent in by our various beautiful viewers this morning. All right. Fun thing to do with tech. Greetings. He's off. He's got to take his wife. Oh, sorry. Sorry to hear that, Sparky. All right, good luck with that, sir. Good luck with that. Morning to Andy, Colin Coates, David Fry. We saw his garden yesterday. Beautiful garden David's got, hasn't he? All quite well manicured. Not like mine. You know, I like mine rough and ready. Like I like my men. Rough and ready. That's what we don't want anyone too perfect. You know, plucked eyebrows and, oh, what's all that about? Makeup and all that business? I don't think so, dear. No, thank you very much. Morning to, who else have we got there today? Jason Hughes, hello to you, sir. The text number's open as well, by the way. Anyone who wants to send a text who can't tap onto a message board, please only use the texting if you can't use the message board, all right? Daniel Woodhouse, good morning to you. Tony King, hello, sir. Scrolling down very rapidly now. Good morning to Happy TV. That's what we are. Happy TV. Don't want to be miserable, Beat TV. Happy TV, that's what we are. Rachel saw the seizure challenge. Are you sure it was a seizure? How rude you are, Rachel. The other one, as I say, the other one got taken down. I had a message from someone. In a way I can understand it, and in a way I can't. And it was from not really funny, not really funny. I knew someone that died from a seizure, which I completely understand. But you see, these videos are not aimed at anyone, you know? Stuff like that, what I do, which I know is a bit risque. I know that. It's certainly not aimed at anyone at all. Wouldn't do that. But I do try and laugh at the humorous side of life whenever that is, you know? Do you know what I mean? It's just not aimed at someone. If you want to see that as aimed at someone, then that's entirely up to you, that particular person who, I don't know, I've no idea who it was, just ran. When it's a complaint, it'd generally be random, and you don't really know who it is. But, you know, if you want to see that as being offensive towards whoever, then that's entirely up to you. You've chosen for that to be offensive. If you know, but it's supposed to be a little bit of a joke, a little bit of a laugh. No, it's not a joke if someone dies of a seizure. Of course it's not. Would you ever see me sitting here and joking about something like that? No. But you see in the grand scheme of things, and there's hundreds of them on there, people doing exactly the same thing. Why has he picked out me to complain about this bloke or woman? I don't know who it was. But yes, I would never ever do anything to offend anyone, unless of course certain people on here I'd be very happy to offend. You know. Well, let's select someone to offend today. I think we'll start today with Michael Lawrence. We'll offend Michael Lawrence this morning. Morning, Michael. And my offence for you today is... Now, where do you work, Waitrose? If you work a bit harder, you might get into Selfridges. There's my offence to you this morning. All right, Michael. Good morning to you. Who else have we got there? Stuart. Hello, Stu. He's been grocery shopping in Germany. The fact that we all had to wear face masks influenced by the manners of shoppers. More care being taken. Still a horrible situation. Yes, Stu, I think it was Boris or maybe the health bloke was saying over here, you know, if you want to wear masks and it makes you feel more comfortable, then do it. But it is no substitute for keeping distance, apparently. Wearing a mask is not a substitute for keeping your distance from someone. I am a firm believer that whatever you put in front of your face must do something. Okay? It may not protect you like a normal mask, but if you've got nothing in front of your face, and then you put that in front of your face, then that's got... I mean, it even cuts off the sound, doesn't it? You know, so I'm talking to you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Do you know? So it must perform some, even minor sort of protection. Something I believe is better than nothing. Oh, my God, blimey, what's that? Something is. I just kick the bucket. Then you'd love to see that, wouldn't you? Half of you on here, like to see me die on air, like Tommy Cooper did. Awful. We all thought it was a joke, didn't we? Do you remember that? Tommy Cooper dying on the stage at the London Palladium. It was on the telly. Was it the Royal Variety Show or something like that? He literally died on the telly. God. John Aitken. Good morning, John. There are a few people I'd like to see doing naked gardening. You're not one of them. Oh. Oh, really? How rude. What's wrong with me doing my naked gardening? I can do it in a small pair of white shorts if you want to, John. Although I'd have to have a shave first. Hello to Mari Lowe. Good morning, lovely Mari. All right to you there. I had a little bit of trouble with the Facebook. Anyone have trouble with Facebook today? It wouldn't load for a while. Ah, Andy. There you go. Andy's mentioned it. Look at that. Straight down to the next message. Yes, there was it just wouldn't load. It was coming up as a blank screen earlier for some reason, Andy. I was having that problem at all. Good morning to James Brennan. He's another TikToker, boys and girls. You can find him if you look at my friends list, which I assume you can find on TikTok. My TikTok is Chris Reardon UK. That's my TikTok videos there. Okay. He does TikTok videos as well. Very talented. His lip sync's really good. And he does drag dressing up and all that. Actually, I might need a little bit of a hand, Jamie, with something, which I'll tell you about, because we are considering down at the Central Station doing 2 karaoke nights a week. Okay. But they need to be a bit different. Not the Monday one will probably go, but another one somewhere during the week, which but it needs to be a bit different. And I've got an idea which I need to talk to you about. I did try and call you yesterday. As usual, you ignored my call, because I wasn't some fit bloke trying to come round and see you. So you don't want to talk to Chris, do you? Oh, no, far too old for me. I just answer the phone when I feel like it. Is that right, love? Because I don't see any missed calls from you here, dear. Morning to the lovely Claire. Morning, Claire. Don't you if you saw the little bit in the garden there, Claire, but I hope the lily beetles are still not attacking your plants. I'm going to give mine a good spray today, because we've had all that rain and all the spray stuff, the insecticide, will have worn off that, wouldn't it? All right. George Bond, are you going to fall off that chair in a minute? No, I wouldn't fall off that chair. Don't worry about that, my love. I'm quite all right. Good morning to Stephen Owens. A very good morning to Stephen Owens this morning. Just joining us. Must be new on the show there. Good morning to you, Stephen. Adam is there, standing in the queue, watching the show. What, for where? Are you at B&Q? Standing in the queue. Are you at B&Q? Oh, the range. The range. You're there, are you? Oh, my God. Oh, you got gloves. You need to seal yourself in a plastic bag to go in that one. The social distance in there is really bad, my love. Good morning to Leon Corrigan. Morning to you, sir. Morning, sexy, it says. Are you for real? Michael, we were talking about routines earlier. Do you plan out your day? Michael says, I was in a routine based until the virus. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things as some restrictions have been lifted, but I'm not just going with the flow of things at the moment. Yeah, I mean, just because they say you can go out now doesn't mean it's safe. Doesn't mean it's safe, so be very careful out there. I shan't be going anywhere anytime soon, I don't think. Rachel remembers Heidi, showing my age now. She was a little girl with, she's got to be in her... Is she still alive? She'd be in her 60s or 70s now, wouldn't she? She had, blonde, curly hair, didn't she? And she was running down this hill. I always thought it was just a cheap... of course, it came out before Little House on the Prairie, didn't it? Because that was in colour. I've got the DVD set. Little House on the Prairie. Ba-ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. I love it. I love it. Mick says Captain Pugwash was foreign and dubbed. Was it? I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. Dave Moses, hello to you. Have you been evicted? Good God, no, Dave. If I was, I'd just go to one of my other houses, dear. Not if... What? Dave Moses is in the house. Greetings, Dave. Didn't I see you uploaded a podcast of some sort? I must have a little listen to that and criticise it as much as possible for you, my love. Hello to Mark Cording. No Monday karaoke? No, I think that one's going to go. It's been struggling for a while, the Monday karaoke. We don't know when the pubs are open. I'm thinking around Christmas time, to be honest. But it will go in another place. I think they're going to do karaoke on Saturday as well. They haven't decided anything yet. But that is the thinking. But I need to make the Saturday different from the Friday. And I don't know if Jamie is with us already, are you? Yeah, Jamie is with us. I'm thinking of trying to do it in drag. There you go. I've told you. It's something I've never done before, and people have always said you should do that. And I'm thinking of doing the karaoke Friday as it is now and Saturday in drag, which is something I've never done, but I would need an awful lot of help for that. I think you've got to be talented to do makeup and things like that and all that business. It might not work. Might not work for me, but I think it's something I might like to try. Because the two, if it's going to be at the weekend, they've got to be different somehow. The two have got to be different. Morning to Maureen. Very good morning. Lovely to hear the birds singing in your garden. Thanks very much, Maureen. We'll be doing a little bit more in the garden like that. And then coming back into the studio. When that's recorded, it's not like recorded days in advance. I started recording that around about 10 o'clock this morning. Maybe. Was it about 10 o'clock? No, about 9 o'clock this morning. I was out there and I recorded that little bit. And then by the time you put it together and everything, so about not long at all, really, to do that. And I think it's quite nice to have a sort of different aspect on it, So that's what I was going to ask you, Jamie. Makeup and things like that, because I haven't got a clue. Not a clue. I have dressed up in fancy dress in like a woman's outfit before, but it just looks like a bloke who's just shoved on a skirt, and it don't really look that good, to be honest. But I think it might be quite a nice thing to try. It may or may not work. I don't know. But the two have got to be different. The two have got to be different there. All right. Happy TV. Biggest crowd I've been in weeks, is it? I don't know. I don't really keep an eye on the numbers, to be honest to you. I really don't keep an eye on the numbers there. All right, how are we doing on the likes? Oh, only 10 this morning. Okay, well, we won't be looking at those pictures. I've got a couple of pictures to show you. Two from Russ and one from Wayne. If you want to see them, you need to hit the likes button, but we need 25 likes to see those this morning. 25 likes to see the pictures. It's not a lot to see this morning, but it's there if you want to see it. All right, my loves? Okay. Let's have a look there. Leon loves the jacket today. NHS colours. Well, not quite. I don't think it's the same shade of blue, is it? The NHS thing. I do have a little nurse's outfit outside. Morning to LaBelle. Hello. Your emerald-eyed duckling of magic is in the house as well this morning. Good morning to Peter Paliwoda. Happy lockdown Saturday to each and every one of you. Yeah. So I'll try you again later on the phone, Jamie, and perhaps you can talk to me about it, because I don't know. Hire a drag queen to do your makeup. I would have to learn. I'd have to, and literally from scratch. Now I assume, rightly or wrongly, and you will correct me on this, LaBelle, if you're going to put on makeup, you've got to be fairly good at something like drawing or painting. Would I be right in thinking that? Because if so, I wouldn't be able to do it, because I cannot draw or paint to save my life. I was a complete joke in art class. Just can't do it. Looks like a child trying to paint. I mean, it's really bad. Really bad. Just can't do it. And if that's the case, I don't think I'm going to be very good at makeup. Isn't it wonderful, eh? We've got all this time to do stuff now. I have to say. I said show quite a few times now. If we could have it like it is now, but without the virus and all the people dying, I think I'd be quite happy, to be honest. Dead quiet out there, you can go and do your stuff and not have to worry about too many people mincing around all over the place. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. Fran, can you remember Nellie from the shop on Little House on the Prairie? Oh, that old bag. Yes, I can. Her mother, she was severe, weren't she? Nellie she thought she was better than everyone else, didn't she? Yeah, I remember Nellie. Horrible girl. The rest of them were all so nice, and she was just all posh and not very pleasant. Yeah. Oh, dear. Her dad was nice, though. The one who ran the shop, when he is. The dad was nice. I suppose a lot of them have all gone now, haven't they? All those people there. Are you talking about rent now? Okay. James has got some ideas. Okay. I don't know what sort of look either. What sort of look? Because there's lots of different looks. There's like a kindly mummy type look, or there's a severe look. Someone like Myra Dubois, that's quite severe. Or even Mrs. Moore, she's quite a severe look there. Or there's a sexy type look like perhaps Sandra or maybe Rose Garden. Or there's a mumsy type look. I'm kind of thinking the mumsy. I don't know. Anyway, it'd be nice to talk to you a little bit later. Maybe tonight, if I'll give you a little FaceTime tonight if you're around. That's, of course, unless you haven't got someone else around there, dear. God's sake, man. I'm having a joke with this social distancing you are, mate. Is that everyone there? LaBelle says, no, it's not that complicated. Really? It looks like paint by numbers. Really? Really? Mr. Olsen, that's the one, Fran. Mr. Olsen, yeah. Mr. Olsen. I'm surprised at that, LaBelle. Okay, well, I will give it a go. Have you thought of a name for yourself yet? No, not really. No, I'd need a name. We'll do one step at a time, I think, Adam. Perhaps we'll do a show where we'll have a suggestion of names. A makeup head toy. What's a makeup head toy? Is that a little thing that the girls get? I'll probably buy Evie's one. Great niece Evie. Thank you. You've seen the girls on those. All right. How are we doing on time? Oh, this is not too bad. Shall we... I've only got 3 little stories to show you this evening, boys and girls. Did we get any more likes for those pictures? Just 18? Oh, well, we're getting there. 25 likes I want to show you the pictures this morning, gang. We need 25 likes. The likes are the little thumbs up underneath the video screen. Hit the thumbs up. That counts as a like. All right? If you hit the thumbs down, it won't take a like off. Okay? It just means you can't give a like then. I think you can change it if you want to. I think if you put a down, you can put an up. But if you put one down, it doesn't take one off the likes, you know. So don't think you can sit there doing it. Oh, going to take all these likes now because I'm bored. I've got nothing else to do. But that one is, if you hit that one, that's what put the likes up. And at the moment, we're on 18, I think it was. 18, we need 25 to show you the pictures this morning. Christina. I do have a name, but I couldn't reveal it on here. I'll tell you later on the phone, Jamie. All right? Here's your stories then. WhatsApp. How are you getting on with these video calls now? I use the video calling a lot. Jamie, if I have a video call with Jamie, my friend DJ Chris. I have a video call every night with DJ Chris, Guy, the manager at Central Station, but more often than not with my sister, my nephew in Lincolnshire, my niece in Cyprus, as you heard me say at the beginning of the show today. I had a nice FaceTime video, or I think it was a Facebook video messaging thing with my niece. I don't have WhatsApp anymore. I got rid of that about 3 weeks ago now. I got sick to death of people sending around stuff that they were forwarding. They do the same thing on not MSN Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. You know, and I'll send people a little message saying, please stop sending this. And they some of them get really upset by that. I don't know why. I don't know why you'd get upset by a request to stop sending endless hugs and pictures of Christmas trees and robins and Easter eggs and all that. These messages don't mean anything. They're not personal. So I'm not interested. So I'll ask once, I'll ask twice, and then after that, all your messages go straight to spam and I don't see them again. I generally don't unfriend people. But if you don't, you know, if they keep sending, and then once you've started sending all the messages to spam, that's it. You can't message me anymore. And the funny thing is, I was thinking the other day, I wonder if that so-and-so has stopped sending those messages. I can't find out to unspam someone once it's happened, so be very careful. Don't you get fed up with those? Well, it was happening on WhatsApp as well. Not so much on WhatsApp, but nevertheless it was happening. There was a couple of people, endless photos and pictures, 10 a day. I thought, oh, not another one. It's such so. So I deleted WhatsApp completely some time ago now, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Anyway, it's all very well having the one-to-one video calls, right? But you can also have several people on there, can't you? Which, it doesn't work for me. Now, I know there's some excellent YouTube people who do have, like sometimes you can do with the YouTube, like several people on the screen. and they're all chatting, and I just found that I find it quite messy. You know, by all means, if I was to do like a video show with a guest, one person, I think that would probably work. You know, either sitting here next to me or by some sort of video chat, you'd have a guest, just two people. Any more than two, and I think it becomes messy. But a lot of these video things now, they can do... Good morning to Gary Owen. Good morning, Gary. Some of the video messaging things, you can have several people on the screen now, and I wondered how you got on with that. Because in The Sun this morning, it says WhatsApp users can now take part in video calls with up to 8 people at once, and you can just imagine it. You know, you've only got to have one person who decides they want to be, like, in charge, and no one else would get a word in edgeways, would they? I mean, I'd hardly say anything. You know, I'd hardly be able to get a word in edgeways. It's bad enough now with some people on the phone. They just send all the... And you keep trying to reply to what they're saying, and they're just not listening. Guy's good at that, Jamie. You have a chat with Guy on the video messaging. He just keeps going on, and you're trying to answer him, and you think, for Christ's sake, shut your mouth for 5 minutes. I can't bear people that just go on and ignore everything going on the other calls. Calls have to be two-way. Even when you're on the phone to someone and they're going on and you say something and they come back to you with something completely nothing to do with what you were just saying. And you're thinking, were you actually listening to me then? Well, WhatsApps can now do 8 people at once. The Facebook-owned chat app previously only let 4 people chat through the cameras at once, yourself plus 3 others. However, a new update rolled out this week has doubled the capacity of calls either through video or voice conversations. The US firm said the feature had been developed with lower-end devices and slow network conditions in mind. And so that's a new thing. Of course, I believe... Zoom, I think it's Zoom. You can have is it 100 people on Zoom? Oh, Christ, that would do my head in. That would do my head in, all that people. So I don't know how you get on with sort of more than one person on the phone there at the time. I think one is enough for me. Just one going. I was having a call with Tracy earlier, and I thought, shall I add my sister? And I thought, no, I should just take over the call. So I didn't. It's too much. You just want a one-to-one call, don't you? You know? LaBelle, every queen has their way of doing makeup, but all get the same result. If you ever coloured as a child, then you're halfway there. It's all about blending. Well, even when I was doing colouring books, LaBelle, I used to go over the lines. I'm just no good at this stuff. No, that being said, do you know, isn't it funny how stuff drops into your head from decades ago? Just dropped into my head now. A maths lesson with my maths teacher. He was great. He was a lovely bloke. I've got the arsehole once. He got really angry with someone. There was some kid in the class. It was badly he threw the board rubber at him. You've got to be a really good shot to throw a board rubber at someone because you don't really want to hit them. And he was a really good shot. This thing went flying. You could feel the wind off it. Flying across the classroom and hit the back of the wall. God, he was fuming. I can't remember what happened now. But anyway, he was going around checking our work. And I said, we were doing graphs. That's it, graphs. You know, like bar graphs, like that. And he picked up my book and he said, excellent, Chris. Chris has done the colouring. He always makes a very good job of that. And moved on. So perhaps I can do colouring. Maybe I can and blend. I know what blending is, really. I'm going to have to take some lessons from somewhere. Make sure you buy a trowel, Chris. Oh, Mick. Mick, I think you're in for a beating from Mandy when you start seeing me in women's clothes, dear. Yeah. I might send Mr Gaffney round. Oh, he's dead, actually, that headmaster. He went years ago. Funnily enough, I met his wife years later when I was 32, and I went to the old school church for Christmas Eve. It wasn't Christmas Eve. Our Christmas carol service, which was always held on the last afternoon of the school day before the Christmas break. And I went as a guest. And Dad was like, 6 seats that we're guessing. This is the Brompton Oratory in London. Massive church, and the entire school would walk there several times a year. So it was full up with all the little boys, and there was 2 pews that were for guests. And if you wanted to go, you would ring up the school. And I'm not so sure they do it anymore, but you would ring up the school and you could go as a guest. And I was sitting there, and this woman said next to me, "This is Mrs Gaffney." "Ah, you're Mr Gaffney's wife?" "Yeah, that's right." "Oh, I'm very pleased to meet you." Shook her hand. I was 32 at the time. She said, "How is Mr Gaffney?" "Oh, he died a few years ago." "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, did he cane you?" I said, "Yes, he did." Yes, she said, yes, he caned most of the boys in the school at least once. Oh, I never remember. I was going through the school. We had corridors. It was like a square thing like this, and all these rooms on various different floors. So you had the form rooms, which were on the second floor. It was like a square like this. We were in room 211. My class was 1MS. We didn't have a good name throughout the whole school. The class we had a couple of dodgy characters in there. Anyway, so and on each of the square bits like that. So that would be one row of rooms. 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, and there 216, 217. And in each part of that corridor, there would be one double door. Like a fire door. And I never forget, and the bell would go. We didn't have a bell, we had a beep. Beep, 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 beep. And then everyone would get out and pile out the door and go to the next room, wherever the next lesson was, right? And these double doors would be, and we bang these doors open as we would come through, like, I don't know, pretending to be trains or starships or something like that, right? And anyway, we were all going towards these doors, and this kid banged this door open. Mr Gaffney's on the other side. Oh dear. And because you were scared of Mr Gaffney. You were scared of him. And he looked round at this kid, and it says, "All right, boy, straight down to the front entrance hall. What's your name, boy? What's your name, boy?" "Oh, it's Ryan, sir." "Ryan, down to the front entrance hall. I'll be down shortly to deal with you there." And this kid, had to go down to the front entrance hall. He was such a scare. Keep your eyes open, boys, as we're walking through. He was evil. Where are we? Thank you, LaBelle. Will be your is offering to be a guest. To be honest, I wouldn't know how to do a video call in here. I'm sure there's a way of doing it somehow. I'm not quite sure. "Can you speak up? I'm eating cheese and onion crisps," says Sean. "I've got 3 bags of those." "Ah, yeah, but they're the little bags in the multi-pack. So I think you have to have 3 of those to have a normal sized one, don't you? Am I correct in thinking that, Sean?" Fran was going to send me a TikTok of Gemma Collins. No, please don't, my darling. I've only got a small phone. I don't think she'll fit on the screen. I don't think Gemma Collins will fit on the screen of my phone. Thank you, Fran. Where are we now? Sorry, I've just lost my place on the messages there. Let's just scroll down there. Am I in your spams already, Jam? How rude. Tech uses StreamYards. Yes, our friend Mix Mowers uses that one, and he had a little bit of a nasty problem with that. I think it's StreamYards. Some time ago, someone managed to hack into it and said all sorts of things about his boy. Disgusting things, I'm afraid. So, but presumably that doesn't happen very often. So, one of those things. The bell uses Zoom. You can mute all the guests until you want to talk to them. Oh, that's a good idea. I might start calling my sister on Zoom in future. George uses House Party. I've seen House Party. I had that for a while, and I just deleted it. I thought, I'm just not even using this. LaBelle will make a makeup video and explain it. You see, where do you buy this stuff? Do you just go into Boots the Chemist or somewhere like that? Boots the Chemist? I don't know. Hello to Carmel Jackson. My brothers went to the oratory. Thank you, Carmel. Welcome to the show, my darling. How old are they? How old are your brothers? Would they have been at school with me, Carmel? Although are they Jacksons? Or that might be your married name. What was the surname of your brothers? because they may or may not have been in Morehouse. They don't have Morehouse anymore. Morehouse, I think they started with the surname letter M to Z. I think there was Campion House, which I think were the A's to something. Then there was Fisher House, and then there was Morehouse. And if your surname began with M, or all the way through MNOPQR, me, STUVWXYZ, and went to Z, you were in Morehouse. I remember the register. I can remember the register. Monaghan, Moran. I can't remember all of it. I don't remember all of it. Monaghan, Moran, Mulvey Hill, Morris, Murphy, Peskett, Phillips, Reardon, Whitworth, Weller. No, I can't remember all of it anymore. I used to know that whole register for years and years. Because, of course, they'd say it several times a day, wouldn't they? Wow. Yeah, what your brother's surnames and what year were they there? Hello to Wayne Martin. Drag with no makeup as your name and focus more on the wig, dress and banter. I don't know. I think you'd have to do the whole thing. How are we doing on likes? 20 likes. 4 more likes and I'll show you the photos, gang. Mandy is a good shot with a blackboard rubber. Ask my science teacher and his broken nose. Really? Is that what you did there? Oh. Mark reckons the bar's going to open in October. Oh, I don't know about that, Mark. I mean, as I say, you know, they may well say, okay, you can go out now. Whether I would be uncomfortable at that point, I don't know. I'd have to decide. It's going to be very personal, that. Gary Owen uses StreamYard and cast it to multi-stream, a bit like Restream, but more Facebook pages and groups. I don't use Restream anymore. We go straight to YouTube. Go straight to YouTube. That's why you don't see the show on Facebook anymore. There's a lot of instructions about makeup. You see, but I'm starting from scratch. I have absolutely, like a child picking up a pencil for the very first time. That's where I am with that. I have no idea at all. No idea. Peter had the cane, sorted me out. Yeah, me too, Peter. I got it for talking at the back of the class. That's all. Never did it again. I have no problem with the cane or smacking or anything like that. Bloody liberal lefties. That's why they're running amok now, these people. Doing what they want to do. Terrible. Sean, Adam, drag name, Krista Laria. No, it's awful, that. That's awful. That sounds foreign, dear. I don't want to be classed as a blooming foreigner, my love. God's sake, I might be deported. Mind you, if I get deported to somewhere like Florida or Australia, that would be okay. I quite like those places. Carmel, 60. Oh, it's Carmel Ridgely. I beg your pardon, Carmel. So 60. He would have been. Yeah, he would have been in classes high. Hello, Carmel. I know you are now. 60 and 53. So one would be too old and one a bit too young for me to be at the school at the same time. But the 60-year-old will have known Mr Gaffney. The 53-year-old will have known Mr Macintosh. Yeah. 53 by then. 53, yeah, it was Mr Macintosh then, because while I was at school, the headmaster changed from Mr Gaffney to Mr Macintosh, who was the deputy headmaster. He was better. We always thought he was the stricter of the two, but as time went on, he kind of softened up a bit, Mr Macintosh. He was a nice bloke. He's still around. I met up with him, as I say, when I was 32. I wanted to go around and look at the school again. So that was, I can't believe how many years ago that was. I remember being taken around and they'd slightly changed the uniform and he'd done wonders for that school, Mr Macintosh. Built new buildings, a theatre, its own proper chapel. He did wonders for that place. He was telling me, I said, well, how do you get all the money together? He said, well, you can't get it all at once. What we did was we kept getting money for something and then putting it away. And then when we did that for a few years to get the money to do what we wanted to do, because they couldn't get it all in one go. So they'd have to say something to get it for that and then not do that, but hold on to the money and then put it into something else. That's how they had to do it in those days, you know. Wonderful. Facebook Messenger. I don't know how that would work. I really don't, because that's on a different computer, the Facebook and all that business. Practice in the mirror. I think we've all had enough bad luck, actually, Mick, to be honest, haven't we? There we are. Wayne was disappointed when I found out my school didn't do the cane or slipper. Well, I'm sure you can pay someone to come round and do that for you, Wayne. We're doing 21 likes. 3 more. I need 3 more likes to be able to show you those pictures, gang. Just 3 more likes, okay? I haven't got House Party, Mark. I had it for about 3 weeks and I got rid of it just to complete. Well, I think one person called me on it. Keith George, actually. Right. I'll just do one more story. I came across, while I was sitting here watching the opening video with you this morning, I'm getting this flashing on the iPhone and I'm not sure what it is. And someone has suggested you can restart or force restart your iPhone to completely stop all processes, which might help you fix the flickering concern. So it says to force your iPhone. Now, would you do that before recording something or just now? Like, if I could do it now, couldn't I? I'm not going to delete everything, am I? Oh, God, blimey. What have you got to do? Press and hold both of the sleep and home button at the same time for 10 seconds. Okay, let's try that then. See what happens. Oh, it's brought Siri up. Have I got
Here's what I found.
Have I got the right button there? I'll try that again. So what have I got to do? So the start on the home button. Right, okay.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Well, I'm pushing the button here to force
I don't
restart.
have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
Right, that don't work, does it? Why don't that work? Have I got the right button here? Is that the on button? What's this button here? Is that a volume button there? What is that? Oh, it's where the SIM card is. Well, that don't work, does it? Hang on, I'll try it once more. It just seems to bring up Siri, that. What a stupid thing. Hang on, let me hold it down like this and maybe that'll work.
I didn't get that.
10 seconds.
Could you try again?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I didn't catch that.
Well, that don't work. How do you force restart a blooming iPhone 8? Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Force restart. Where is it? iPhone 8. Force. Right. Press and release the volume up. Different. Press and release the volume up button. And press and release the volume down button. And press and hold the side button until your device reboots. Oh, in quick succession. Okay. It says just slide to power off. Oh, I don't know. How to force restart. iPhone 8. Let's try that again. Press and quickly release the volume up, quickly down and side when the Apple button regrets. Right, okay. So quickly. Got to do it quickly. Got to do it quickly. Right, hang on. Shall I put my code in? No, we've got to wait for the Apple logo now. Nothing. Oh. Done it. Right, okay. So we'll see if that fixes the flickering thing for the next time we do a little outside there. All right. Excellent. How are we doing? Oh, 22 likes. 2 more likes we need, boys and girls. 2 more likes and I'll show you today's pictures. Although we're nearly running out of time. Worst excuses for British people flouting the lockdown, rather. This is in the Daily Mirror this morning. Stand by for those raffle tickets, gang. Stand by for the raffle tickets. Where are the raffle tickets? Hello. Trips to buy dog nail clippers, feeding the fish, and to buy drugs. are some of the excuses British people have made to convince the police they have reason to be out and about. A police force has listed some of the absurd reasons people have been giving them for flouting the lockdown. Gwent police in Wales said most people were following advice to stay at home, but a small minority selfishly are still putting other people at risks. Those who have been caught doing so have been fined, said the force, and here are some of the excuses they've been using. I've been to buy nail clippers for the dog. Well, it's very important. Poor little doggy needs its nails cut, doesn't it? God's sake. My son is a rubbish cook, so I take him food every day. These are all the excuses people have been sending in. I'm taking my quad bike for a walk, and I promise I'm not going to ride it around a field. I've just been to feed the fish. I don't watch the news. What's going on? I'm taking my mate into Newport to buy drugs. And I thought someone might be in trouble, so I came to have a look, but I don't know their name or remember the person who told me. Police officers have the powers to stop you and ask where members of the public are heading and issue fines if they don't believe you're correctly following the new year rules. Fines start at about £30, but could rise if people repeatedly flout the rules. So they're just some of the excuses that people are giving to the police of why they're not behaving themselves on the lockdown. Naughty people. Right, okay, let's do the raffle tickets, gang. If you'd like a raffle ticket for Monday's raffle, please speak now, my darlings. And you've got just a few moments now. We need one more like to show you the pictures today. All right, one more like to show you the pictures. Sure. No, you're talking to each other there. Good morning to Yvonne Lemon. Morning to you. Peter, technical support. That's what we need, technical support, I think. I think you're right. I think you're right there. One more like to see the pictures. Otherwise, we'll hold them over onto Monday's show, probably. I don't think we'll do one on the bingo show. Who wants a raffle ticket? Please speak now. David Fryer, 574 for David Fryer. Now, remember, you need to write these numbers down because when I pull the raffle on Monday from this week, we don't tell you who's won. It's up to you to claim, all right? Or adds to the excitement. Tony King gets 575. Excuse me. Mick Davenport, 578. Diane Jebb, 579. Sean Pye, 580. We're missing tickets. I don't know how that's happened. 581 for Mandy Davenport. Adam the Plumber, 582. Jason Hughes, 583. Michael Lawrence, 584. Fran Green, 585. Rachel, 586. Jamie baby. Jamie, 587. Colin, 588. Yvonne, 589. Peter, 590. And is that everyone? I think that's everyone. Tick me off. You have been ticked. You have your ticket there. Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Please speak now, boys and girls, or forever hold their tongue. And I am pleased to report we have 24 likes now, waiting to see those little pictures. So here we go. As I said to you right at the beginning, it's not a lot to look at today. But Russ has sent in 2 pictures of himself. He's not with us this morning, unfortunately. But here we go. There's Russ pictures. That's him as a younger person. He looks a bit young to be holding that pint of lager to me, Russ. What's going on there, mate? Are you allowed to be drinking? And there he is now. Look, he plays the piano. What's the cup for? Oh, I wish he was here. We need to know what that cup is. Has he won that for, like, being a pianist? How blooming marvellous. Winning something like that. I did win. There you go. Look, look, he's got a grand piano. Gosh, it's not even an electric one. It's proper. I've only got an electric piano downstairs, which is great. I mean, it's so easy. You plug them in, they work. And they will work until they die. No bloke has to come around and twist little things on it and all that business, dear. They just work. Wonderful. Grand piano. Electric piano, but he's got a proper one there. And we had another. I did win a prize once. Oh yes, yes, Pontins Junior. I've got a picture of this somewhere. I don't know where it is. Yes, I do. No, I can't show it to you because it's on the other system. Can't show it to you at the moment. But yes, I got second place at the Pontins Junior Talent Competition at Pontins. Second place, thank you. I was out of 3, but nevertheless, I still got second place. There was 3 of us in it. All right, I've got another picture to show you. Let me just do those other tickets there. Where did we get to? Peter, there's Fran, Jamie, Peter, Colin, Yvonne, Mari. Thank you, Mari. Mari 591 for you, my darling. Mari Lowe 591. Mark Cording 592. Oh, Mark Cording 592. And Andy 593. Here's the other picture. Now, Wayne sent me this in as a suggestion of what to do with one of the walls or some of the walls in the house. I think this looks fantastic. If you're British, you'll want one of these. Look at that. That is not a picture that has been hung. That is someone who's come in to paint that on someone's wall. How totally and utterly fantastic does that look? Eh? Don't that look good? Now, if I didn't have the different types of backdrops that I change the backdrop, as you know, occasionally, about 4 times a year. So we just change it about 4 times a year. And I would have that. I think that looks absolutely amazing. I really do. Now, as you can see, if I was to do that in the studio, I wouldn't be able to use that type of paint there because you can see where the light's reflecting into it. I'd have to use more of a sort of matte coloured paint or something like that. But I think it's absolutely amazing that. Don't that look good? I wonder how much someone would charge you to do so. You'd have to have also a fairly decent wall, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? I mean, my walls here, they're kind of plasterboard. They got a few holes in them. It doesn't really bother me. Other people would have them, I think, was it called re-skimmed, and the holes. If it was my mate's, my mate wouldn't. If he moved in here, he'd have to have a lot of work done. But the occasional hole in a wall, something like that, doesn't really bother me, you know? Doesn't really affect the fact that the wall is still standing up and keep me nice and warm, does it? Right. Okay, gang, let's do today's birthdays. So there are little pictures for you, and thanks very much for all your likes. You want to send a picture in? Anything at all, okay? Something that you've created, a picture of yourself, maybe when you were young and then you were old again. Jamie, you could send in one of your pictures of you in drag or whatever, you know, trying to look in different aspect. Anything at all that you want to send in a picture in, perhaps of your house, maybe your garden, anything like that, then send it in. There's the email address there. I can never load it immediately on, okay? So if you send it while there's a show on, I can't show you while the show on because there's a little bit of a technical stuff goes on, but I'll put it on the next show for you, at least the next morning show, and let everyone see that. If there's anything, just send it into that address. Okay, let's do today's birthdays, gang. Not too many birthdays today. Nicolette Patch, who is a singer. Hello, Nicolette. Happy birthday to you. Wanda Kirby today is 59 years old. Happy birthday, Wanda. Matt Richard Martin today, a young 35 years old. Happy birthday, Matt. And Jimmy Burke today is 45 years old. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oh, I nearly run out of smile on my face then. I couldn't get to the button. There you go. That's it for the show today. Happy birthday to you all. Grinder's off to get the grinder going in the garden. Oh, I hate that, Jason. Oh, that noise. Oh, I hate it. Blokes get those they've got these grinder things. There's several of them around here. And forever cutting up bits of... I mean, what can they be doing with all these cut up bits of concrete? That's what I want to know. Oh, I'm so glad I don't live near to you, Jason. Thanks so much for watching the show today, gang. We don't do a show on Sunday mornings. However, if you want to subscribe to the music and I know it's not for everyone, the religious hymns and music channel, I am at the moment streaming live mass from the Corpus Christi Church in Wokingham. All right. Oh, thanks very much to Gary Owen. He's just sent me a British wallpaper mural. I'll have a look at that. Gary. Thanks so much for sending that through. I'll have a little look at that, and I might even buy one. It might be quite nice to have a Union Jack here, perhaps for like right across the wall for last night of the proms. You know, sort of that season which will come around in September. I wonder if that'll be on this year. I bet there won't be, will it? Won't be able to go to last night of the proms, will you? Anyway, no show on a Sunday morning. Okay, I'll see you again tomorrow night for the bingo at 8 o'clock. Have a lovely day. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.